Action! Don't touch the camera, anak. When we talk about Chinese car makers, the first question that often comes to mind is reliability. Guangzhou Automobile Corporation or GAC Motors has one of the strongest reputations for reliability in mainland China, and they are seeking to prove the same here in the Philippines. How are they gonna do that? Well, stick around as we get to know more about GAC Motors in this video. This is Reygan's Pitstop. Let's do this. GAC Motors has been in the Philippines since 2018, and though they've been here for a few years now, only a few people know of this giant car maker in the local market. They've only recently started to increase their social media presence in the Philippines, and as such, has started to tickle the curiosity of a few people. I must admit, even I myself dismissed GAC Motors in the past, but after seeing their offerings and the level of build quality of their cars, well, I must say guys, I am impressed. So to get to know more about GAC Motors, here are 5 facts about Guangzhou Automobile Corporation. In a country where Toyota is seen as the benchmark for reliability, GAC Motors would seem to have an immediate advantage. However, most Filipinos do not seem to know this fact. GAC Motors has had a joint venture partnership with Toyota since 2004, and they have been building Toyotas for mainland China ever since then. Toyota is even called GAC Toyota in China. Now, the GAC Toyota facility is capable of producing 500,000 cars every year, so you can't really say that it's a minor joint venture. This GAC Toyota partnership gave GAC Motors the experience and quality level that we can expect from a Toyota, which gives us the first assurance of quality from GAC Motors. In case you're not a Toyota fan, GAC has the greatest number of joint ventures in China, counting 5 as of this filming. Aside from Toyota, GAC Motors also has a joint venture with Mitsubishi, Honda, Isuzu, and Fiat. With the exception of Fiat, GAC Motors is practically a Japanese car manufacturing hub that is located in China. No wonder the build quality of GAC Motors' local offerings is a match or even surpasses those that are made by its Japanese counterparts. As what Bruce Lee famously said, "Absorb what is useful, discard what is useless." GAC Motors is in a unique position to study and absorb the best practices of their joint venture partners and apply it all in their own brand offerings. GAC Motors manufacture passenger cars under the brand TRUMPCHI, while their commercial vehicles are under GONO. Now, since GONO has been discontinued, let's put our focus on TRUMPCHI instead. TRUMPCHI may sound like the former US president, but in reality, it means legendary when translated from Chinese Mandarin. Well, the Donald is pretty legendary too, but maybe infamous would be the better term. Now, anyway, while GAC sells passenger vehicles under TRUMPCHI in mainland China, there has been a move to rename this brand for the international market, mainly due to that name recall and association to that infamous former US president. Durability and reliability have always been the biggest question mark when it comes to these Chinese car brands. The local Chinese car distributors have their own creative ways of answering this question, but GAC Motors Philippines decided to answer it in the most brutal way possible: participate in local endurance racing. Now, if you're not familiar with the endurance racing, it's essentially racing for many hours non-stop. Now, it's the worst torture that you can subject a car to and truly test the durability and reliability of the car itself. Now, the most famous endurance race in the world is the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which has been the benchmark for car makers to showcase the durability and performance of their offerings. Now, locally, we have 2 endurance races here. the Kalayaan Cup, which is a 12-hour endurance race that's held in the Clark International Speedway, and the Bonifacio Cup, an 8-hour endurance race held at the Batangas Racing Circuit. Now, GAC Motors Philippines fielded a stock GA4 sedan to run in the Kalayaan Cup. And not only did this GA4 finish the race, but they also made the podium finish. The GA4 ended up with second place overall in the 2021 Kalayaan 12-hour endurance race, and they had 0 mechanical issues. Now, they only went back to the pits to refuel, change drivers, and change their tires. Now, how is that for durability, my friends? The stellar performance of this GA4 only shows that GAC's mechanicals are durable and reliable enough to battle and make a podium finish in the most grueling endurance race in the Philippines. So if it's good enough for that, then it's probably good enough also for your daily commute. The quality of any car is only as good as the sum of its parts. You may have the best assembly plant in the world, but if the parts used are crappy, well, the end product would also be crappy. Now, GAC Motors uses engine management and driving systems from Bosch, which is not the audio company, by the way. The tires are sourced from Continental, the climate control system comes from Denso, and the transmission is sourced from a small transmission company known as Aisin. Okay, I'm just kidding, guys. They're not small. Aisin is the largest transmission maker in the world, and they also supply Toyota, among other car makers. Now, GAC also invested nearly $5 billion in research and development to ensure that all GAC cars are not only reliable, but they are also at the cutting edge of vehicle technology. So there you have it, guys. Those are the 5 facts about GAC Motors. Amongst all the Chinese car brands that I've driven, the cars from GAC Motors ranked amongst the most solid feeling and easy to drive cars out there. How about you guys? What do you think? Are there any other facts about GAC Motors that you'd like to share? Let me know in the comments below. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in my next pit stop video. Thanks for watching. Oh, hi baby. Oh, let's cut the video na. Cut the video.